Hi again, Christina Raskin here with Oxygen Yoga and Fitness. One of the questions we got was about strengthening your pelvic floor. This is a challenging one to do on video. I would much prefer to do this in studio and be able to give you some different exercises. So first let's start off with what do we not want to do? So if your pelvic floor is weak, maybe you've recently given birth, if you notice that when you laugh you pee a little bit, those are signs that we might have a weak pelvic floor, then we don't want to do things like plank, anything where the legs are spread wide, so like a warrior two or a goddess squat or a yogi squat, squatting down. We don't want to do those, stay away from that. And then as far as strengthening it, there's a lot of different exercises you can do. A lot of people, of course, talk about Kegel exercises, and those are good. They're a little bit, they don't fully get the entire pelvic floor, but the way you would do that is just imagine that you are urinating and you're going to stop the flow. And you relax and then stop the flow. Relax, stop the flow. And you can start with just something like that, then you can start to hold it for a little while. When you do that, try not to clench your core. Also try not to engage the bum or the glutes. Try to keep it just where you would be going to the washroom, just that area. So that's a Kegel. You can do those, of course, anytime, anywhere, but that is a little bit oversimplification for the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is more than that. So the pelvic floor is actually a triangle shape, a triangle group of muscles and fascia, connective tissue, that connects your pubic bone with your tailbone and your two sitting bones. So it's kind of this diamond area. One way I like to think about this or explain this that can be really helpful is imagine the sensation when you walk into a cold lake and you're like, and everything kind of pulls up. That's the idea. So instead of a Kegel, which does this, pelvic floor, we can do that and then pull up. So we want to think of this dome of muscles and fascia, connective tissue, pulling up inside of us. So one of the most basic things you can do to really try to feel this is to stand with a block in between your inner thighs and your knees bent a little bit. Think about anchoring down into the floor with both feet and then squeeze the block with your inner thighs. And then bring your awareness to that part of your body between your pubic bone, your tailbone, and your two sitting bones. Visualize this group of muscles and connective tissue. And as you squeeze the block, start to push into your feet and straighten your knees just a little bit. And then try to pull in and up. Dome those muscles in and up. That sensation of walking into a leg. And because we don't use these muscles a lot, it can be really hard to find. So if you don't feel it the first time or the 10th time, try it. Keep trying a few more times. It can be really helpful to go see someone because it is a hard group of muscles to find and to feel. But keep trying. As we build more awareness of that part of our body, you'll start to feel it a little bit more. As you continue to do this, you might see some improvement within 4 to 6 weeks, but it really can take up to 3 months to really gain that strength back. And once you start to feel that in standing with the block, then maybe you can start to feel that in some other postures. So you could do like a bridge pose and try to feel that doming in and up. And the other beneficial thing might be to look it up on the internet and look at a photo. I was thinking about showing you a photo here, but it's much better if you just look at it on your computer. So just look at the photo because then you can visualize those muscles. So look at an anatomy photo for the pelvic floor. Then you can visualize those muscles coming up. And the last thing I want to say about this is not all people need to strengthen their pelvic floor. So if you're not sure, again, you might want to see someone. So some people are actually overly tight and they pull it up all the time. People who might be like that are people who are a little over-controlling in their life, or need to have a say in everything. Dancers and gymnasts actually tend to be this way. When I stopped dancing professionally, I had to learn to let it go because I was so pulled up all the time. So and the other thing is if you tend towards constipation, you might have an overly tight pelvic floor. So if those are some things with you, it's not necessarily that you want to work on it. You actually want to learn how to release, let go of control, surrender, and soften a little bit more. So I hope you find that helpful. Any other questions? I'm always here. Reach out to me on the Oxygen Everywhere Facebook page or my Instagram, Christina R Yoga. Talk to you soon.